were going on to score 52 goals in 93 games. It was only going to be a matter of time before a move to a club higher up in the pyramid happened. That club was, of course, Reading, and what a side that was. What do you remember about signing for them, mate?
Yeah, it was obviously like you say, I had two really good seasons at Rotherham. Scoring, I think I scored 30 the first season. Just missed out to Lee Hughes in the Golden
Oh,
Boot,
yeah,
and
yeah.
I think we lost the playoff final to Dagenham as well, which is probably one of the things I really do regret about my time at Rotherham is that I never managed to win anything with them or achieve anything significant with them because we had such a talented team and we sort of threw away going up in the top three and then obviously the playoff game's a lottery at the end of the day and we lost 3-2 in that. So that was obviously a bit pill to swallow. In the season after was I think I scored 25 goals and in all comps. So I had a great time there, but at the end of that season, we were talking about a new contract, and a few bids had been rejected for me along the way. And I just said to the club, I said, "Look, I'll play this season, but at the end of this season, I'm going to leave on a free. I need to play higher." That was, that was probably my MO was I was getting to 23, 24, and I was like, "No, I need to play higher now. I've scored enough goals in this league to show that I can play higher, and the goals don't change size as you move up or anything like that." I knew I had the confidence to do that, and I knew I had the game to affect it above. And I went through the pre-season, obviously the next season with Andy Scott as the manager, and he was fantastic again with me. He was very honest with me. Clubs were putting bids in. Chef Wednesday had a couple of bids rejected. I think Huddersfield came in as well. I think there was a time Coventry came in for me as well, and they were all sort of not messing around, but not offering the money that Rotherham wanted. I don't think Rotherham wanted, a ransom for me, but they wanted to be compensated fairly. And started the season with Rotherham, scored like 4 goals at the start of that season, and then who did we play? It might have been Barnet at home, I think we played, and then just after that, it was right, get your stuff. Literally, got a phone call at home. It was like fees agreed. Here's your contract. I was like, yeah. In the car, drive straight down. Straight down the M6. I went the wrong way, bearing in mind. I went M6, M5, M4. Took me about 5 hours to get there. And turned up at like probably 10:30, 11 o'clock at night at the Majeski and did my medical and met Brian and met Nick Hammond as well and talked through a few things and signed the contract. And I never looked back really. It was a real pivotal moment for me in my career.
Yeah, yeah, definitely, mate. What were some of the names in the squad at that time, and who did you get on best with over your time at Reading?
Well, we had obviously the experienced players. We had Ledgett Wood, we had Joby McAnuff, Ian Hart, Andy Griffin, Noel Hunt, Adam Federici, Casper Scorks was there. Trying to think of that. They're probably more the older pros that came when I first came with the players that were there established. Then they had a great young core of Jem Carrican, Al Robson Carnu, Simon Church, had Sean Cummins. Trying to think of the other boys who they had. Joseph Mills was there. So they had a great blend in the squad of talented young players who were just starting to break their way into the team and make big impacts in the team and some really good seasoned veterans who still had a lot to give. So for me it was joining at a perfect time. I was 23, 24 I think at the time as well. So I was joining a great group. I got on really well with. To be fair, we had such a good group. It was very much, a feeling of Rochdale where it was like we were all in it together. We had such a great group of, of people. Not so much, we had really good players, but we had, amazing people who all understood, how to win, what it was to win, and what was required to do that. What sacrifices are needed to be made to win as well. So I think we had a great squad. There wasn't really one player who I didn't get on with, but I did get on with, obviously, as you do with others than Adam Federici I got on incredibly well with. Simon Church, Jem Carrican, who I still speak to now, play golf with all the time with now.
Yeah.
Andy Griffin, when I first got up there, was really really good for me because obviously he was a northern boy, and he looked after me in the first probably 3 or 4 months of me going down there and sort of getting my feet settled. And You know, you got Ian Hart as well, who's, you know, an incredible player and a great person as well, who really helped my missus and my youngsters settle as well. So yeah, I had a great time there. And really some fantastic people who really helped me settle. Uh, like I say, such a great time there, and such fond memories of the people there as well. You know, not just the players, the coaching staff, the staff in and around the stadium, the staff at the training ground as well. Just really special people.
Yeah. And of course, your first season was a championship winning season. What are some of the highlights that still stand out for you now about that season?
Um, I think that obviously the main one is the Southampton away, scoring two at Southampton away, was just incredible. You know, like I say, the St Mary's was absolutely rocking that night. It was sort of not a, it was billed as sort of the whoever wins this wins the league. We were on a great run. They were obviously a fantastic team as well, and it was sort of a typical Reading performance. We nicked a goal in front. They probably had the lion's share of possession, probably had the better chances. I think Ricky scored. And then obviously I came on later on, and when we're trying to push for the game, we always seem to, come on strong in the last half of the game.
Yeah.
And, two chances have fell to me, and I've put them away. And, the away fans have gone mental, and we've all gone mental with that. And we knew the significance of winning that game away at St Mary's was. It didn't win us the league, but it almost, sort of tipped us up there, because we backed up a great performance against, I think it was Brighton, and we not long just beat West Ham away as well. So we were on, a fantastic run at that time, and
Yeah.
that was sort of the icing on the cake, really, for me.